You have heard about the Chinese financial crisis. How did it all get to this? Let us break it down for you. And China, as we all know, is the manufacturer of the world, and so it has much surplus money. Now, static money is no good. The money cannot just sit in banks and do nothing. So you must have investments. Now, banks lend and borrowers take loans and invest in various things of their choice: property, new technology, businesses, anything. Now, one such borrower was the Chinese property giant Evergrande, which is now struggling to pay back money, huge sums of money that it owes to banks. How did it all come to this? Let us take a closer look at Evergrande's operations so far. The property giant Evergrande is the second largest real estate company in China. Now, a couple of years ago, it was the world's most valuable real estate stock. The property giant then diversified into a mix of other businesses, from mineral water to electric cars to pig farming to health services. It even owns a professional soccer team and was busy constructing a football stadium. Now, things like new technology investments take time to bear fruit, and football teams and stadiums are not really investments. And now Evergrande finds it difficult to service its $330 billion worth debt. Now, cracks had started appearing last year itself when Beijing had introduced a host of policies in order to slow down the country's red-hot property market and over fears of mounting debt levels. So the measures then reduced Evergrande's ability to borrow from the banks, forcing it to sell its properties or apartments at a discounted rate in order to generate cash from there for funding its new developments. But it is not just the debt crisis of Evergrande that is the problem in China. Another problem has hit the country hard, and that is a crushing power crunch. Production has been halted at a number of factories, including some of these that were supplying to Apple and Tesla, due to widespread shortages, partly caused by tight coal supply. Strict emissions targets have been introduced by Beijing as part of an effort to fight climate change, and these have led to local authorities curbing energy use in order to avoid exceeding the limits that have been set. The Evergrande story, meanwhile, is much bigger than just one company. It is also about China's unsustainable model of economic growth, which has relied excessively on endless investment and a mad debt-fueled development frenzy in recent years. Now, that model did help China soar, but the country is now experiencing turbulence. Last week, some alarmist observers were hailing this as China's Lehman moment, in reference to the collapse of Lehman Brothers that then precipitated the 2008 financial crisis. Now, what happens to Evergrande then? A debt restructuring process would probably be initiated. It would seek to keep the core real estate development operations of Evergrande running, as people have already prepaid for apartments that are yet to be built. At the same time, the restructuring process will look at selling the non-core assets to minimize the losses to creditors.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.